Welcome back to OBINexus. This is the Civil Collapse Mitigation Manifesto. When X fails, build Y. OBINexus, like means law in Igbo. Okay, but OBINexus, that's not today's date. Today's date is 28th of October, 2025. Civil collapse. So, what is a civil collapse? A civil collapse is the breakdown of infrastructure. Everything from money spending to salary to commuting. No really wants to do it. That's a civilian collapse. It's a civil matter. It's not a war. It's not a crime. It's a crime. But the Third Council 24 violations of in protocol of like just doing the bare minimum for people. Just that. It's severe systemic failure. It's civilians only. The collapse of civilian infrastructure, not military infrastructure, not governance, but the bypass of operations of governance. The fragility of governance. That's what's really defines the civil collapse. The breakdown of the sustainable infrastructure that works for people like me who are doing divergent and need a house in Cambridge for certificate for masters, which I got to do next year. Content system failure, systematic failure. It's a failure. The system has failed us. Gen Z. I'm gonna turn 25. 25. I turn 25. That's my generation. That's a new generation gonna come out. 2020, 1996 to 2012 is a Gen Z. Anybody still in the Gen Z era? By 2013, there's Gen Alpha and Gen Beta. New generations come out. 25 years is a standard generation. But it does vary. It does vary. 25, I'll be and the new generations come out. I'll be my generation to go to Igbo land to become king. Nnamdi there. I'm a king there because my dad has the allotment there. So to show my people that I'm king, I'm ready to take back my land. King of Nnewi, Anambra State. My dad is from Imo, my mom's from Nnewi, but they work together. Anashita, he gave my king's throne. Oh, my card is here. No, don't show my card is here, guys. Guys, my card is here. Don't see that live. Okay. Systematic failure, OBI, my heart. Basically, this is my logo. How can I go back? So basically, oh no. So basically, the systematic failure is like, the heart, my heart's logo, like right here. When you see them, look, the heart, the breakdown. That's my heart. It bends. I'm different. I'm neurodivergent. The bend, that's like the bend and the curve. It's not like a normal heart, but it's a curved heart, slightly curved, but it's a big curve. Depending on my neurodivergence. I'm neurodivergent, but it's still a heart. It's still bent. It's a bent heart. It's not broken. It's not broken. System failure, housing. This civil collapse manifesto on behalf of everyone young person living in civil collapse and civilian collapse. The council labeled me not homeless when I reside in supporting living without tenancy rights. My desire independence is myth. The system sees a bed, not a future, trapping me in a legal limbo of functional homelessness. Okay, very important. So the council issued me a section 184, two section 184s, section 184s. Section 184 is like I'm not entitled to housing under the Housing Act of 1986. I live in Tarak. I worked in Tarak. I worked at how did I work? I worked at the youth center in Tarak. The Tarak Youth Center. My trust. No, my trust. That's the one in Kent. Medway. That's the one called my trust. But the one Inspire Hub. Tarak Inspire Hub. I worked there for a day. And they gave me away, but I still got my day certificate. That's a work experience. But I did the day, and then I worked many places in Tarak. What else did I work? Oh, that's everyone worked in Barking. That's not Tarak. I worked so many places, but I worked in a degree in Tarak. I done a day is not really good, but I done like a week of work experience. I don't remember where it is, but I have an independent living certificate from Kent. When I was in my institution after 15 to 16, I got that 16 to 17 independent certificates, and then I came back to here to do my Tarak where mom lived because I wanted to. Because I lost an independent certificate, and I really reissued to get a house. I could just wanted to cancel when I was 17 to get a house, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to live near my family. My family was in Thurrock. I come to Thurrock, I got my diploma. I got my bachelor. Diploma just means theory. If I could never could have football, I want to become a football. I would just diploma, never have to kill football. Now the bachelor is applied. The use of the bachelor is the use after football, the cricket football. Then the masters is like MSc, BSc, and master. So I got a master diploma in computer science. I got a bachelor in computer science. That's like I can code, I can program. And I'm going to do my master and PhD. My master's in classical directed instruction system. Classical means like classical systems. Directed instruction is a terminology. Like just symbiotic instructions. It's like a symbiotic evolution, like a contract system between a plant, between two microorganism systems that can work together for polyglot architecture. And PhD is in ontological, O for ontological, the AI role, the talks. B for Bayesian, like a Bayesian inference. But Bayesian inference is probability, but probability in a range. Like, I can say 0.5 to 0.8 is where the probability lies for an output to be coherent to work, so for some functions to work, and that's what Bayesian inference is about. Bayesian intelligence, AI intelligence, like based on filter flash model with my version. GitHub that comes with OBINexus patterns. But that's what I'm saying. The flash model is bi-direction, they work together. Infrastructure, new type of infrastructure. My PhD is in infrastructure. My master's in computing infrastructure for neurodivergent people. So active systems that know what they do. In computer code that know what they do. They act on their own. They watch the site, they watch what you're doing, when you type on it, when they see it, they know, they observe the state of that neurodivergent individual. GitHub.com/open sensory framework. Now the open sensory framework is a touch, feel, see 6 senses, but the 7 senses, the one coming in and the one you're perceiving outwards. That's the 7 senses. My desire, 1996, the system see a another future trapping me in a legal limbo of functional homelessness. I'm functionally homeless. I have money, I can get people everything, but can never get out of the social care system if they don't give me the registration. They say they don't have capacity, then they give me 2 section 184s, which I appealed. Section 202, and then issue section 203. Because I was in institution, early institution, 15 to 16 years old, 1 year of my life in the institution. When I said I saw a UFO can mean anything, but I lied for a house, because my friend told me I can lie for a house. So 15 to 16, healthcare 2014, independent property, housing, 2015 I lied, because I'm UFO. I said so UFO. Why? So because UFO can mean anything you don't really understand in the sky, like a helicopter. A helicopter, it can be a UFO. I don't understand all the components that make a helicopter fly. An aircraft, but the thing is you don't understand the object you're seeing that are flying. It can be a bird, you can understand what a bird is. But when you never seen like a seagull, that's a UFO or UAP. So because it flies in a peculiar pattern or way. You don't know how aerodynamic it works, how its aerodynamics works. So that's why I said I lied. That became basically by law they're meant to assess you properly. 2 independent secretaries are meant to give you 45 minutes attention, 45 minutes attention, making a total of that's what called the golden hour to see whether you're crazy or not, and you deserve to be institutionalized in the institution and kept until further notice if you're dangerous to the community. And they're not throwing their job, they want to get rid of me because I'm so smart. Because they know I can change the system, which I believe to this day that was the problem for them. They don't want to deal with someone that has capacity, who's neurodivergent and who can speak, talk, and know their plans, and from Nigeria and knows how the system works in Nigeria. But that's why I know. But I'm not Nigerian, I'm a Biafran. But Bia means come, Fra means take. Biafran, come, take. That's how the Nigerian system does the job. 52184 is like I'm not homeless, and then she blocked my appeal, and then I issued section 203, which is like section 202, 2 section 202s, and that's 120 times 2, 240 million. For not housing me when I came back in 2018, 30 million, because there are 30 human rights, 1 million pounds for each human right, violated under health and social care alone. Child, 15 to 16, 30 human rights, 30 human rights, and then 30 million health services and social care, health care 2014, and then 30 million per adult, no housing, another 60 million for no housing me under Housing Act 18 to 24. Issue me no homeless letter. When the Care Act fails, when the Care Act discharge from discharge from without sustained pattern, terminal purpose, not a long patch, conflict will start basically it keeps trying to say you can't do anything, which is what they used to do to make people feel bad. But I know all of this from Nigeria. If I haven't included the national system, that'll be poor. I didn't system myself as social care. Basically trying to discharge me without actually giving me a house. So you have to buy a house. Because they want to defend their business, their private. They're gonna delay you, they defend it, and defy you. You should go somewhere else. It's like basically GitHub.com/OBINexus DGT, which stands for Dimensional Game Theory, which kids works, but I don't want to go about that for now. But you can watch, don't take the pills they give you. Know your rights to housing. Red pill, a red pill, a red pill. So basically, don't take the red pill. I'm the counselor. Don't take the red pill. I don't know why you don't have a house. Why don't you just buy a house? Because they'll keep quiet about what your new divergence. Free house, briefly stated, House of Security Act 2014. Let's finish it up. If you take the blue pill, that means you don't know your rights. You just agree with them. You don't know your rights. You know what you're doing. You just don't even find out how to get a house. Keep quiet, because then you're gonna keep quiet. So once you can be red pill, blue pill. Never take the pills or the wines they give you. Try to find out yourself advocacy. It's good advocacy. What else? They also want to do really slowly. So it's not something you for 2 years, it doesn't matter. Because it's supposed to get worse. The jobs will make it worse. It's like a firefighter starting fires in the US to do the job because they get paid to put out fires. Or a bus driver driving the bus really slowly. Really, that's called entrapment. Really slowly, or making some traffic mistakes to just really, really slowly, so you can never get anywhere. There's entrapment. You gotta watch out for. Those are what the entrapments are. They can say delay you, and then defer you, and then deny you whatever you wanted, or delay you, deny you, and defend their business. Now, deferral and deny, they defend. That's isomorphic. You can do either. If you fall for deferral, go somewhere else, or deny, or defend, or they defend their business, and then you then incriminate yourself. You lost. You've lost it to try to work out that whatever it's doing. But that's called entrapment. They want you to be exhausted or waste time or not get what you want at the end of the day. It's just bureaucracy. The talking is too much. You're not talking for no reason. And when you fall for that, you've lost the game, the money you've forfeited. When MIC 25 issues, basically they said I lack capacity to apply homelessness because I para tenancy responsibility. I cannot priority. Basically, I say I'm not signing my contract. I'm 24 years old. I'm 24. If I turn 25 and I sign a contract in the house of social care, they will want. They will keep me here until I'm 25. I want to get a house. The weaponize my diagnosis to deny me house. See, I'm autism, ADHD, Asperger, dyslexia, neurodivergent, not capable because don't want to make anybody capable, don't help them. Autism, ADHD, Asperger, disability, mild psychosis, seeing stuff that are out there. Even the MCA, they meant to come today. Today is the 28th of October. They never came. They never came. They just ignored me, left me here, and then they're gonna come tomorrow to the assessment. Another time when it suits them in their needs, because when someone's unwell, and then they can say, "Oh, you don't well, can go to my institution," because it fits their narrative, fits their own story. It's called me, myself, and I. But there's not a full story. There's always two sides to the story. I always tell them it's not a storybook. You cannot put everything and make yourself the main character, especially in the real world. We've got cameras and everything. If you're the main character, 29 November to 28 January, £10,000 I lost because just bought a house under care leaves act. In case you just paid whatever you want. Because you give me £10,000, I've just still gone to Cambridge. And you don't want to do that either. You just wanted to insult me by emails and everything, and harass my my business. Basically, yes, the consequence of a purpose. Basically, system denying me source of finance crash in my response. Okay, basically, this is the bankruptcy. I filed a bankruptcy for AK supported housing, which all came on in. I'm 15 Ishamway right now, healthcare services in Ilford. But this is not a defeat, but legal finance research, clearing the path of OBINexus IWU to rise. Now, OHA, or means public law, OHA IWU to rise. This is like the financial crisis. I put £680. I don't know the date, but if you go to github.com/OBINexus bankruptcy repository, you find that the bankruptcy thing. This is my reference number, but then I'm saying I'm bankrupt. I put the AK supported housing, and I got insolvency. It's coming solved because I don't think they have bulletproof evidence of it. But that means I have to be on my best behavior, unless all my assets are seized. Because after an appointment coming in, I can't do the live. But they have to get whatever I might say of this because I think the defendant lied. Which is if you support because they're defending his business too. But he's a molester, harasser. He just lets bad things happen to good people like me. He was one. I didn't remember the one that evicted me from my care home, AK supported housing. Was it just an email to the council? He's been evicted, but he didn't say he wanted a house. He 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 just wrote an email, and the council approved, and I was homeless from 29 November out to 20 January in a hotel. They treat it like it's an adventure. I'm just playing around the money, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a crazy man. But they signed me for social care. I didn't want to sign up for this. They can rewrite the rules anytime they want, but they don't really want to change their policies, change one thing because it suits them. Everyone's wrong, but them. I was blocked from Thorough Council 9 November, I believe, 2025, and just for appeal after the section 174, started further section 2-3 before the deadline of 28 days, 4 days. This is the bankruptcy number. This is like this is just the system did force me to financial crisis. I'm not really scared of the bankruptcy, but I am really waiting for it to have to be in my best behavior. And by 25 years old, one year, 1425, it should all clear, and that should, because I don't have criminal record anything, I should not get anything on my name. I will never be able to play this role ever again of Mr. Obi. But I'm not being Mr. Obi. I'm just like being honest with you guys, and that's what bankruptcy means because there's something wrong with the system. And if it's Mr. Adi that's calling the violation that lets it happen, they can seize his assets too. Because that's what I found. £680. I get £749 82 pence for personal independence payments. And this is the bankruptcy I filed for online. So the bankruptcy is this. I should get 60,000 out to buy a house in Cambridge, but I didn't get it out. Also, I resolved it to the meeting via the insolvency team, which I have to attend on a regular period to resolve. Next slide. Building solutions. Build solution Y. So basically, when X fails, build solution Y. From victim to architect, instead of fighting a broken system, I'm starting to build a new one. The solution is OBINexus, which is law, the world's first constitutional company. This is like, I'm the victim, yes, I'm neurodivergent, etc. I'm not really being understood, I'm being really misunderstood. But I'm free enough to stay my side of the story or be one-sided, and they will seize all the possession I have, and the system work better for the people already in power who are doing the wrong way. So that's the constitution. Constitution technology, you work there. You work there, but I have a bachelor degree in computer science and a diploma in IT. But I can still work towards my diploma in a bachelor in health and social care. This year, if possible, because this year I can still get one, but before I go to next year. But I started my master's this year by literally just witnessing stuff around me, problems to solve, and getting a man to solve that problem. Today I got £20 from the Revit team. How was it getting? But that's the £20 they said they promised, and I've just confirmed that this video they got it. Because I'm good with faith with them. And then building a constitution framework. So basically, when government system fail, you draft the constitution. The OBI Charter defines residents' rights, duties, and dispute resolution and revenue allocation. Basically, see the right image here? This is my butterflies. These butterflies are the reference on the battlefield. I'll come back to the battlefield later, but just look at the pattern for the OBI Constitution clothing. This is one of the clothing I want to make. Basically, these are the beautiful Biafran that fought in the battle for their rights. 1970s, 1970, 3-year bloody war. But what a war was a bloody war? It's about colonialism. The British imposed Nigeria. We didn't come together as Nigerian. The flag was given, everything was given to Nigeria. After destroying what was already there by the colonists, the imperials, people that came to take and exploit the Africans, the bites of Biafra, the bites of Benin, and slave trade to the Brazil and the Northeast America. Brazil, Bill why a constitutional framework. You draft a constitution, the wood charter. A charter is like say you have like an implicit law, you don't have an explicit statement format. The charter can resolve it like a directed a circular graph function. That's probably charter average. That defines residential rights, duties, and dispute resolution. Basically, the 2.5 acre model is like based on the distance you would travel. Basically, I'm gonna write it right now, but let me just run right now. So 2.5 miles is something is 45 minutes walk. 45 minutes walk, and then we get, but it's still walkable, but you don't want to work all the. But I'm thinking of something now. So basically, if you live in a radius of the constitution in a center, you have a problem there. You can move to a more where you're close to work, but that's a maximum you can move. Just everyone can get to the job in a cluster location. But I'm thinking of roads, everything. But 2.5 miles. Say I live like a. So when governance fails, when a community system govern, what is self-governing entity? This is the butterflies. They're just flying about. Butterflies. This is like a special butterfly, like a UFO butterfly, but just two patterns. There should be more type of butterflies here because they're different kind of people. Here it's like a sorry, I'm not doing. So it's like I'm just thinking like they're flying about. Okay, this is like just an image one. Next image is your butterfly. Oh, okay. Build your own. Build why. From build why. From build why. The personal development model. From genetic support, one size fits all care that failed individual strength, goals, and neurodivergence. Back myself, the Simon Silicon, to personalized persona. That's called an avatar. Who do you want an avatar? I'm an avatar right now, Mr. OBI, but that's my persona too. So I am basically a persona. Persona is like by Jun Kao. It's something that doesn't change, but they get confused because they show the world that they have good ways to show the world. But I'm saying a QI matrix, correlation matrix, true positive, true negative, false positive. That's the one I show to the world as well. When I want to show to the world, that's when I want to portray. For example, a doctor can say you have cardiac arrest. Your cardiac arrest, you're gonna need the ABC. Gonna have cardiac arrest, stop eating fatty foods. That's the wrong word, but that's the professional term. That's his avatar. He's trying to show he's knowledgeable on doctor. But that's not a way to show to people that don't know what the word terminology characters means. It's about frame of reference and I'm personally for myself. You see, my watch. This is like my persona here, but this is like a broken watch. But this is like a Rolex, but it's a fixed one. I got it when I was 11 years old, but it's a fake Rolex, which don't buy it. Appreciate it because my mom, because they bought it. But you see the change, everything. Because I put it like this way because it's easier to do it. This is like a band because I see color. But this band is my persona band. It's like this meaning thing, yes, but it's like I'm gonna one more thing, so I can want a tattoo next time. But the goal of my persona to show myself true nature, and it makes me feel good. It makes me understand people and say, oh, this is Nnamdi. He looks like a human being. It's not an animal. But this like this band is like a brown band, but this band is just like a wristband for sweating. So for me, when I sweat, I know I'm sweating. When I'm doing too much work, when I'm sweating, because the wristband starts to drip and I feel the weight kind of slightly, and it doesn't show I have to spray or shower. But this is like functional design and aesthetic design, because I split design to functional design and aesthetic design, the nicest of design, look of design, and the feel, the functionality. Now, architecture is like that. How we build it. Infrastructure is how we build architecture. Infrastructure is the foundation of the design, the main foundation. But infrastructure is architecture. Now, architecture is infrastructure too. But architecture is about building something cohesive to work for the infrastructure, with a given infrastructure framework. But now this ring everything is like a diamond. It's like this is broken. But there's like fragility. So it's presented like a rule is broken, this is fragile. But this becomes over a decade, over 10 years become a decade, over 50 years become vintage, and people know now how to build this. And that's our PhDs on infrastructure, new type of infrastructure that's sustainable. Now everyone that's rebelling, they call it rebel. They have good, they have a good persona. Every generation, the personal development from their persona change basically. For every 25 years. Also, because there's a new technology. Like in us generation, we are Gen Z. Wikipedia came out 2020, 2020, 2000. But touching that then came all this technology, all these computers. But we're the new way of interacting with the environment. We didn't have to go to apply, fill in a job application anymore. We had to start using online forms, and that's what I'm saying. The kind of infrastructure, and some of them didn't get through because we had like all the blueprints for the like car and toys. We call root control car, RC car. I could have been a child with an RC car, but I had a toy storage up, and a toy. All the toys were static; they couldn't move. We had no Transformers figures as a child, but that was their fault. But we had all that 2020. We had the internet 2020, so the individual was stifled, and that's why people rebel. The rebellion, anybody that's a rebel don't want to be controlled. I don't want to break out. I'm a rebel. I'll break free or find new way to form new systems. Hence the OBINexus, OBI, hard constitution, hard soul constitution. It puts a new foundation for ecosystems. But I'm rebelling against the system that failed me. Because it's not sustaining my persona. Polygamous isn't sustaining who I am. It's gonna end up killing me eventually, and that's what the personal development model is meant to ensure anti-fragility in the mind. Because but if the near Gen Alpha count, the Gen Alpha speaking in like all the training world, hey, it's Kibidi, that's Kibidi, but you are so cooked. That means like that if someone's in a fight, that's what you got a sword. That's Kibidi. That's really cool. But you're cooked because I got some better weapon. But that's how the persona development works. The identity of the person is molded. I want wings, but I can't have fingerless. You can make it like a show everything to have wings, but it doesn't fit my narrative because I can have the most beautiful tattoo and not know what it means to me because I didn't because if my brother gave it to me, oh that's a nice tattoo, but it's not my persona. I'll just hide it. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. It's not because I won't appreciate the character that my boyfriend has put on me. It's not mine to be. If I had a boyfriend. Okay. Building wire, the two-track system. Now, the foundation tracks are securing food, water, and mental health, the base of Maslow hierarchy. Stability is the prerequisite of growth. The foundation, having a strong foundation, a very strong foundation. Okay, basically, uh, this is like it's like the aspiration I can do ABC in the aspiration track. Now this is the Kanban board. So basically, Kanban board is a two-track, which is my two-track system of new divergence. I don't use like a one-track model for Kanban board unless I want to gate something. Like I can gate the foundation of aspirational. Go to gating playlist. Collected by the if then basically this is like a if this policy is in a it's basically like this is like an if loop. Um, so if this happens, if this policy happens, then do this. Else do this. It's an if then loop because it's active system. But can go if else if you want. If you don't have end then clause, you can do if this happened then do run this function. Which is more dynamic. It allows you to resolve policies in a two-track stance system. You can switch from if this policy affects this foundation track, this application track and does not work, then switch to this foundation track. That's what I'm saying. So basically, if this, that's why it works. Isn't it? If this foundation aspiration track is not working, the variable characterization my housing needs, my foundational aspirational goals. I don't have food. I don't have water. Today I got £20 from them. I switched to I can't stop working. I stop working on the aspiration track. My aspiration right now. Everything goes to the foundation. Right. Or depending on what your foundation and your aspiration is, of course. IWU life work model. The law life to work model. The wood thesis. Oh, the problem. Housing, equipment, separation of it will fuse them into basically. We're gonna just work on this together. This is thesis. This is my thesis on PhD. My PhD is on smart homes or smart infrastructure, ontological Bayesian intelligence infrastructure, smart trains, which just means ontological, the role, the talks of that job as a foundation, like a smart hospital AI system, or smart reader, or dynamic scale system reader, or smart house, or something that knows what they're doing. They know what they're smart, based on ODTX. The IWU, the low thesis, then this ecosystem preserves itself because it's fault threat, it's fail safe. It knows what it's doing. It knows what only with them the work and receive support with the same constitution envelope. The constitution envelope. Basically, if you look at this image here, this is called an oral seal. Let me just try to give it to you. This is the oral seal logo, but this is just the first one. I'm just trying to get a pointer to do it. So basically, I'm gonna read out to you beautiful as okay. As a child, it's like a CBD include for a child. Okay, it goes this way. Sorry. A journey to be a reflection of my reflection. A journey along the tracks. It's like a walk along a path to journey. In reflection, or a mirror, in a mirror reflection. Because this like a you see this tracks. There's like a track. There's a little tracks here. She come this way too, but this is like a journey. This is tracks journey. A journey along the tracks in reflection of myself, like my neurodivergence, my ADHD, my Asperger's, uh, in knowledge and wisdom. This is knowledge. This is wisdom. So like this is knowledge. This is wisdom. I return an adult. As an adult, I journey back because I'm a king in any way. And just like Jesus pointing forwards, to return a king and an adult. An adult who's a king. This is a king sign. There's an adult king. And it repeats indefinitely. So this is a loop. But this is based on technical spec. Like when system fails, like when as a child, I journeyed through broken system, like thorough council's bureaucracy, signing me social care, all that demolition, harassment, all that nonsense. Knowledge and wisdom and a return an adult, become an adult 24. And journey back to Tarak, because it's like an inscription, to the system that failed me, a king. Uh, Back to back. And this one is very important here. This is like this land is on mine. It's like the Oracle, but it's like an Oracle business card. So the business card is like this. Basically, card is just the first version of it. And it's me taking a picture, yes, of this Oracle. But this is just the business card. But there's gonna be one holding a hand because it's Uche and Ezio holding a hand and they're equal. But the business card is gonna be kind of business card. Gonna feel the Oracle and you're gonna show people that why you are part of the constitution. Now the Oracle is a cryptographic algorithm too. It has two public keys and one private key. So it's about the two public keys are like for threats. You can, if one breaks, the other one can recover it. It's meant to mend people and allow to evolve for the consciousness, who they are, who the persona is. And you can have two private keys, two to one private keys too. It just depends on the algorithm you want to use. But you cannot have both for the moment. You cannot have two private key to one private key. Because you cannot yank and contribute the system. What you want to do with the system. But the goal is to preserve consciousness, to preserve them as they evolve and work, and define their persona in the Oracle. Because basically for tier 3B and tier 3A, which is the hard tiers, I want people to take oaths. Got tier 1, which is open access, open source. Tier 2 is business access, and tier 3A, which is heart access, heart or soul access. Tier 3A is basically self-critical tiers. But T3A, Uche knowledge is knowledge tier. You can work on the project to come into SA tier, king tier. But the goal is the heart. The heart of the goal is like ensure people are doing it, and you have to take an oath. To ensure you are aligned with that project. Make make your own oath, but you know, it's align with your. So in case anybody tries to hack anybody, it doesn't really make sense. Someone die, obviously, by a machine. We want to find who's right because you know it's hard to lie if you take an oath. Because the oath is bound by your beliefs, like a Bible or something. But I don't want knowledge and some people to respect and their life and work ecosystem. This is called an ORC of the first image. I want you guys to like this ORC, but it's just a draw. It's gonna be your card, your business card for all the things you ever need in the constitution. Old model versus the will. So this is my drawing here. This is called Zia's regrets, devil's deal. Zia's regrets, you know, she found a devil everything, but you know, if you go to the media, I won't explain this right now. But you know, it's just there because it just reflects, it just introduces into the whole thing. Housing commute work, 3 separate construction systems. This is what Zia has. You know, this is a brainstorm. On this day, we consider life, work, same location, one unified solution. Now wake up in a so basically you're gonna wake up in the work constitution. You're gonna walk to your workspace, 2.5 was maximum. Gonna contribute to business. You're gonna earn meaningful income. That's just it. You know, and you rinse and repeat. You're gonna go back. You know, gonna just walk there. Contribute to business and earn tomorrow. You know, that's the goal of it. You know, you're gonna live there. Not 2 hours driving out there. It's right cool. You're gonna just be walking, guys. You know, your kids can walk your kids to walk. You know, it's gonna be beautiful. Kids enjoy it today. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be my utopia. That's actually my 3rd album, 4th album, my utopia. But it's currently my dystopia. IWU computing, IWU design, the revenue revision. Basically, these are the divisions. Basically, OBINexus working division. Got OHA, IWU, computing, design and technology design. But this design and technology computing. But you know, these are the divisions. You can have like once again. Basically, IWU archive is blockchain, but I don't want to talk about blockchain right now. But you know, the thing about this infrastructure is about perceptual memories. You know, things that computers can solve and remember indefinitely. It's not really about fragility anymore. It's about having a computer know the human. If you go to directed DSE-github.com, so directed symbiotic evolution assembly. That's the symbiotic evolution language, you know, assembly. Now, what you guys understand is assembly is really an architectural language. It's about architecting systems that know what they're doing. This is a ring model. If you go to Gossilang, Gosilang, the first gossip programming network language, polyglot, knows what she's doing. That's no thread error because the Gossi language was a message passing. It doesn't and error bubbling, the source error, and works in an active system. It integrates nicely with geometry, computation. You can process anything. But the goal of this IWU computing is to take infrastructure and the IWU design. You design and create a computer. You know, the OHA is like knowledge, and OHA is like king, you know, king or leader. But these are like the divisions. Only OHA is knowledge, and OHA is king. But you know, these are like you know the divisions of the subdivision based on the civil X mapping structure. Which can map any 2 divisions for growth indefinitely, like, you know, based on semantic versioning X. That's Rust, that's CSE, that's not C, SEMVERX. But once you enter Silver X alone, to that repository, which is return lost, we can talk to, it's a polyglot, what's Silver X is semantic version extended. It's really a system for packaging of polyglot architecture. If you go to r.obinexus.org, that's registry. That's X uses to serve all the packages. Okay, next one. 7 senses design. Basically, this is neurotypical. This is like a neurotypical. Basically, this is like how it's gonna work. You're gonna have a sense. You're gonna have like it's not really like a prototype. But you know, the 7 senses of the design is really aesthetic. You know, it's because you know, not really aesthetic, it's functional. Because those gonna have this functional aspects first, and then the integration of the system is functional. The functionality of the design and the function design as aesthetic design, the nicest of design, the look and feel. But that's the seven senses that are involved in that. Now six senses now the seven senses are my perception, and the sixth sense is my perception of things that make up that vision. What I was thinking this is, or might be at that time and space, and seven one comes to my worldview, and this is what the house, the design, the integration. That's gonna make people, because I'm thinking of a moment less. For me, I want everything to low to the ground. For me, my bed is low to the ground because I don't want to be stretching my back every time. Because I do like this a slump. Because if I sit down, cross my leg, I don't have to work on a computer, and that's what I'm designing for myself, my own house. Everything is low to the ground, but you don't eat on the floor. You never do eat on the floor. You just have a table or desk you can sit on to work, and so you can have a proper posture, proper work, proper nervous system, everything functioning at the max for your workspace. My house gonna look like that. Proven framework for problem nutrition. This is a conditional framework. This is a good code and framework academic position. Basically, I was going to Cambridge to do mechanical, but I don't want to do that. I want to do what do I call it? Basically, I do anything, but as long as it aligns with my vision of the smart home infrastructure, which is what it is. My PhD. Medium, public percentile, but go to the Medium channel, all the social media, GitHub, OBI means low, constitutional, call to actions, the financial proposition. Okay, so several problems has death, housing crisis, legal challenges, provide landing. Basically, I'm competing with the council, I'm competing with the third council, and all the councils I've been with, which are, I'm currently with Redrick. I'm with Redrick Council right now. I'm with them for health, but not for social care. So I am with them for food health. And for mental health. I'm not there for health, but we're not the social care directly with social care. But third council. I have to go back to Redwood Council, the third council, and have what I have to go back to Kent County Council. And then I have to go back to Raynham and Dagenham County Council. And I have to go back to Barrakin County Council. Then I have to go back to Newham, just to make an example. But my goal is to move these two standards up for public housing, which is standards, and then just private and private housing, and then the plus one standard is just the next step standard up anyway. That people regulators are adopt. But if they make them, if they return the plus two, then plus one will be easy to adopt for anyone. Because if the government then enforces plus one, which are defined in my constitutional catalog, housing in integration. Because they're putting everyone in boxes. Whether the boxes are houses, the boxes are basically my highest houses, but the coolest houses because they're not stable houses. They're just houses people just go and get deported and get depressed. Those are called houses today. But someone building constitutional homes, you want to call it, how many people call a house a home? It's not a box. You can invent you can move around. That's what I want to be for both people. People in the person can say, oh, I live here. I'm free, I'm independent, I'm a man, I'm a woman with full decision. I am the person I want to be. The win-win is the consequence of benefits and services. But basically, I want people when it comes to say they defer people or they deny people, you can say no, I sue you, and you can still pay for the public sector houses, right? Because the council has to pay for the public sector houses. And if people get if anybody gets a private house, it says like 2.6 standard up, they get a private house now. But you can do plus one, but don't do plus one. You can start one, have to start plus one plus two. That's what I'm saying. That start one plus one and then plus two, and they can get a private sector plus one or plus two. Private housing, if they want, depending on how good that lawsuit went. It's up to them really. And we've got partnership with Timeline. Landed a lot of location planning, establishing. So I could try and get a health certificate this year. But actually, go you can align my vision. But I don't want to do that. I do want to do that, but I have to do that later. Phase 2, constitutional controversial. Cambridge trial levels. Establish vision, constitution of full operation, not net positive. But it goes not my money for me. It's a new way of life and the masses. Status quo. Continue to waste public resources. Watch misinnovation. Watch crisis deepen. come up here and cut revenues, transform forces the solution. Partner, this is what I want you guys to be, to support me and everything. Guys, stop talking. Try to mitigate this problem. This is your foundational goals, but let's try to get the solutions to this problem. Think of philosophically, like a PhD. Like, is there a solution to this problem? What is it? How can I build my own to solve my own problem? And then just partner for OBINexus. My thought today: acknowledge the world model of viability. It's viable. You can do it, guys. It's viable. It's right there. I'm giving you all the parties everything. 2, commit to partnership meetings. But the partnership meetings are not really for all business. I can do OBINexus, but I want you guys to get ready for business access, because it's just the bureaucracy that's killing me. Appoint project related from program interim support. Provide interim support. I have got this. Sorry. Basically, I can't do this now, but this is just the narrative. They say I have no capacity. I have to remove this now. The pause this. But this is like the built-in she see the next image anyway. But I have all the capacity. I have a bachelor degree. I'm part of Mensa 2% talent children when I came to this country. I done my SAT at 9 years old. I passed the SAT SAT paper 100%. No mistake. East it. I went to first gate 11 years old. Then I got into Mensa 140 IQ. I got 2% talent, but I bring myself 1% talent or 0.1% talent to the children. But once I'm 14 years old, so they cannot say I don't have capacity when I don't know my history and put me in social care or deny everything, which I find offensive. Bankruptcy is chapter 1. So basically, as a child, this is just the thing. I want you guys to be able to type this in CPC below. The bankruptcy is not the end of the story. It's chapter 1. It's just a chapter. It's a new chapter for myself, for the future, what we hold. The system started Cambridge is framed as essential investment for the intellectual driving solution. So basically, on CTD, it's like a system investment after 560,000, whether I like it or not. I cannot mess up. Now unless I'll go back to the state I was. No room. Funded and aligned with value. Open close. I'm right. Basically, this is my art. This is like this is called Igbo. Basically, these are called Igbo motifs, but they are like not just motifs, they're just like art I made. This is like a bird, like a fan, like a flower, like a bird, but this is the universal principle. When system fails, build X. This is not my story, it's a blueprint for people facing civil collapse. It applies to housing, like civilian infrastructure and enterprises. Identify your broken systems, then build replacements. Civil Uprising backup framework, civil collapse mitigation. Yep. Number 5. So this is like a king. This is a king symbol. Representing as the king must rise. Conclusion: a partnership offer. I'm not asking you to hand up offering a partnership. I'm not presenting a problem, but a tested blueprint. This question is not about my capacity, but of a system capacity to recognize innovation. They don't want to recognize any innovation. They want to keep harassing people. But I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the people who want to be listened to, who want to change their way to work. I want you guys to use constitutional modules, that I just invented, all the things you want to do. I want you guys to have your own, build your own, but use your sector model, like design actually has a sector so you don't, to mitigate fragility. The police, solve your own problem basically without getting to a external body to solve it for you. Contacts. Next step was 7 days. Basically, go to all this bankruptcy OHA, which means Public Civil Corrupt Initiative, IWU means law and bankruptcy. The next steps await response within 7 days. And then this will my pass everything. Mental capacity house, human rights articles 3984, equality disabled care support, housing act 1986, Insolvency Act 1986, bankruptcy. But these are, if I solve this, if I mitigate all of this, then my constitution is strong, has a very strong foundation for standard for integration in society. Backup, homeless assessment. Basically, So backup when X build. Why? Quick map. So this is just a quick map for myself. But you know, I'm on neurodivergent. I'm talking about to myself. I think because I'm not really observing you guys when I think to myself. I'm observing my work and I'm documenting my life. If you go to github.com/OBINexus writers framework, basically the writers framework is like Tony Stark is a writer. But you know, he writes about evil. You just write about evil. And then causes trouble. I mean, people do it. It's a fan fiction I'm working on, but you know, because Tony Stark is like writers. Each case is writer writes everything, and then puts that into computer program code, and get the computer to do it as an AI system. But he's a writer. Why? Because he writes about the crime and everything, but doesn't publish it because he wants to keep it words on words, and he does evil on purpose. Okay, back up. Now, I'm back up. Cambridge 1 year, 2 year. Basically, I'm doing my bachelor 2 year. Tier 1. 1 year remain. Critical recursion to October 26th. For next, the window that represents there's nothing on OBInexus.org. Open source. Basically, it's got the open source. Basically open source GitHub pages. OBInexus. You know that's the only one that's gonna be active now. Transparency policy, but you know OBInexus.org. The sales, no nothing being sold. Backup, you know, engagement, you know, medical protocols, mental health, incident reduction, employment rate, but you know, there's like a pay to council, employment benefit claim, you know, after stop payment, my rent, everything. I mean, not my rent, my debt is and debt development. But you know, the GitHub, you know, all the open access are gonna be open PR, all working. But you know, just not for this year. The business, some of the kids, some of the work on something else. Open documentation, smart contracts, phase construction, and it's like when system fails, basically this kind of falls. When system fails, my motto, build your own. It's not rebelling, you know, but I see myself as a rebel because I don't want me to excel. But I am rebelling by building my own. It's not rebelling, it's a new way of doing stuff, you know, because I'm not saying to fight you, but I'm reviewing myself on the situation. It's a civil duty to prototype a future and include everyone, starting with those whose legal system have already written off. So basically, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know, things that don't work. You know, it's meant to be inclusive. We'll break through to build new infrastructure. Consciousness preserve infrastructure, something that works for everyone. So I'm not rebelling I'm not rebelling at all. I am a rebel, but I'm not rebelling because I'm not fighting the system. I'm dismissing it. That's what I'm a rebel, my view, but I don't really care for it. And that's what I'm saying. So when system says, build your own, you know, so you guys shouldn't be rebelling the wrong way. You should be rebelling the right way by building your own. So the right way to rebel is to build your own. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a lovely night. Like, share this video. Open access is ready. Business access is suspended until further notice, which should be next year. Have a lovely day, and thank you and good night. And